Hi everybody. I'm Blake.
I'm Spencer.
We're from Blake and Spencer Get Jumped. We're a weekly anime podcast. Thank you so much to Funimation for letting us sit down and talk with you guys. And thanks to our partners, Weekly Grind, for helping set this up. When we get started, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Justin Briner, the English voice of Deku.
Hi, everybody. I'm Clifford Chapin. I am the English voice of Katsuki Bakugo.
Hello, I'm Anairis Quiñones, and I'm the English voice of Mirko.
Thanks, guys. We're so happy to be able to talk with you. Actually, Justin, we got to speak with you a couple of years ago, but it's been a while, so nice to see you again.
Less beard at the time.
Yeah, definitely. So getting started, obviously, My Hero Academia, one of my favorite things about it is it takes that superhero story and kind of the traditional go-getter shonen protagonist and really does a good job synthesizing those into an inspirational narrative. So I'm kind of wondering if each of you has had a moment where either the narrative of the show or the experience of being someone who works on the show has served as an inspiration for you in your life.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think one of the really powerful things about My Hero Academia is the real effect it can have on you as a person, as a motivator, or something along those lines. I've heard a lot of testimony from a lot of very different people that this My Hero Academia has brought some element of good or light to their life, and that's just so special to me. I've been a part of this project for a few years now, and I have so much respect for all parts of the collaboration. So when I get to hear stories like this about something that I was thankfully a part of, it's really special. It's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we are. We're going into season 5, and I mean, really around season 3, I felt like is where a lot of personal stories started coming in from people who watch the show, and Justin and I have been very fortunate to get to experience that. And Anairis is only just scratching the surface, but I can't wait for her to get to hear all the stories that of how much that character in the story gets to mean, and her performance gets to mean to the fans. But the stories that we get to hear are just phenomenal, and it's amazing because when we record, we're so isolated, it's so on its own, and we don't have any reactions or response from fans until it comes out after the fact. And so there's something about it that when we get to hear those stories, they truly motivate us to go back in and give even more to the performance every single time. Like, we always go in and want to give our best and make it everything that it can be, but knowing how much it means to the world at large, it only makes me, every time I go into the booth, want to do an even better job than the last time I did it. So
You want to go beyond.
That's right. Plus ultra.
Yeah.
Anairis?
Like, I got into My Hero Academia, or I was a fan of it before I voiced Mirko, and it was always my happy show. I was never really good at keeping up with anime in general, but it was the one show I always kept up with because it fills you with a sort of determination, and you love the characters, you love the story, and I just think it's a very important story that means a lot to people, and I saw it a lot, I felt it myself, and voicing Mirko now, I've only had a couple episodes with her, but I haven't really gotten to, I guess, see as much of reaction as I'm sure these two have. But even with social media, I've been seeing some people so excited, so excited about Afro Latina voicing Mirko, so excited about seeing a dark skinned character in anime, a female pro hero that's like number 5. There's so many things about Mirko that I think is so important to the fan base and to people in general. So I'm looking forward to seeing more reactions because so far, I feel the love and I can really believe it.
Awesome. Well, I'll go ahead and jump real quick on that as someone who's followed it for a while. We over here are a little bit of a shonen trash, so we enjoy the fights almost more than anything. So if each one of you can give like your favorite fight sequence you've seen so far.
My favorite fight sequence, I feel like it's a little bit of a cop out, but it's the fight at the end of Heroes Rising. The big climax
Solid.
fight of Heroes Rising is everything about Heroes Rising is like my favorite My Hero content thus far. But man, the last fight, especially not to go into spoilers, but that the big fight at the end is so much of Bakugo and Deku facing off against the enemy, and they're using each other's moves. Like there's a moment where you can see Deku do howitzer impact, and you know, and like that they are capitalizing on what they know about each other and using each other's techniques and stuff. Is just like, God, it was so cool.
It's astounding animation too. God.
Yeah, just beautiful, just beautiful. Yeah. I am not ashamed to tell you that I was in tears in the theater, nice. Along with all the other people. So it was amazing.
I've really come to appreciate the Deku versus Gentle fight. I love the whole Gentle arc and character so much because up until then, your villains are like, I want to change mankind fundamentally, and Gentle's like, I'm gonna ruin this kid's science fair. I'm doing it. And to be Deku in that moment, right. I want the views. It's just so funny because how do you reason with that? It's like, why are you doing this? I don't know. It's fun for me. I don't have anything better to do. And it really makes me laugh. When you can have the crazy serious villains and then the zany villains, I think that's such a perfect blend.
You know, for me, I think I gotta agree with Heroes Rising, but I also think of Deku versus Overhaul. Beautifully animated, and it's so cool to see how far Deku has come, you know, since the very first episode of My Hero Academia. So that episode was great, really great.
Really good choices. This might go with it, but not necessarily fight specific. Wondering if you have any moments that have stuck with you since recording. I would say probably from the most recent seasons, but if you want to dip into the new season without spoiling too much, you're welcome to do so as well.
For me, I don't really have so much because I think I only had like 3 lines as Mirko last season.
They were good ones, I noticed.
They were good ones, yeah. I think a lot of my favorite ones come later on, and we haven't even seen those animated, so I will abstain from this question.
All right, that's fair.
I really love the during the sports festival, the fight with Deku and Todoroki, when he says essentially, it's your quirk. It's I think that's a really beautiful thing to say, especially in the framework of the society they all live in. Is like you get to determine the kind of person and the kind of hero that you want to be, and no matter the weight of the expectations around you, ultimately you are the one who gets to determine who you are. And I just really like that. I think that's a nice message to spread to the folks watching. And it's something that's always sort of stuck with me.
That's some of my favorite acting from you, Justin. Not to undercut anything that came after it, but your performance really in that scene, I felt like was just really heartfelt. Man, I feel like every moment sticks with me, and I know that's the biggest cop-out answer, but the reality of it is, especially as we continue to move on with these characters and they continue to grow and expand, you know, everything that those characters have been through plays a part into who they are in the next moment, and which is an amazing part of the writing of the story, and a true credit to Horikoshi and what he has done. But every moment that Bakugo has had, and every moment that Deku has had, and you know, every character and every interaction, I try to keep it with me as best I can as I go forward with the character and keep the performance informed.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my pet question that I mentioned inside of here. So last one. Does anybody have a favorite OVA that they wanted to point out from the show so far?
man, we only did the 2. So the man, I liked the ones that we did just last year, in that we kind of got to see again just how good all the characters work together, and those OVAs were really good at showing how skilled and smart Bakugo is. Sometimes I feel like when we get anime original content, they like to lean more heavily into Bakugo's temper. So it was nice to have these OVAs that expanded upon Bakugo's like actual character more, that his personality, his intelligence, and these things, and his temper was there too. But I really enjoyed the survival training ones that we did last year.
I'm trying to remember. I have a hard time. What was an OVA and what wasn't? Was it an OVA when they did like the fake robbery with the teachers playing the like who done it?
That was an anime original episode, but essentially the same thing.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Feel free to round up.
I remember that being really funny and wacky. So yeah, in terms of the anime original content, I think that was a real fun surprise.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Anairis. Do you have an answer for that, or are we still
No.
waiting to see where you're going? Cool. Well, sorry about that.
Okay.
We're really excited to see what you're going to do, and we're really excited to be able to speak to all of you. This was so wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
guys.
again
It's a pleasure.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you again to the fantastic cast of My Hero Academia who came by to be interviewed, and thanks to Funimation who made this interview possible. If you are interested in that older episode where we interviewed Justin, you can check out that link below. And if you are interested in listening to other episodes of the podcast, that link is also below. Thanks again for listening, and see you later.